Our distinguished guests, respected dignitaries, esteemed members of the Global Young Academy, the newly inducted members, and delegates from across the globe. I, Mudrika Khandelwal, ex-INIAS member, on behalf of the organizing committee, it's my privilege to welcome you all to this International Conference of Young Scientists and the annual general meeting of Global Young Academy, which this year is being held at IIT Hyderabad. This milestone marks 15 years of Global Young Academy, where it has been empowering young scientists worldwide, advancing interdisciplinary research, science policy dialogue, and global collaboration for the collective good of the society. We are truly honored today to be joined by our chief guest, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and distinguished guests, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President, Indian National Science Academy, Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad, and Professor B.S. Murty, Director, IIT Hyderabad. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude on this occasion to join us. As the Sanskrit saying goes, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, which means that may all be happy, may all be free of illness. In this spirit, GYA continues to work towards inclusive and equitable global development through science. This year's theme is Confluence of Visionaries, Empowering Science for Global Change. In context of this, we have 4 sub-themes which you will witness in next 2 days, which includes innovation and entrepreneurship, environmental social governance, ESG, Industry 5.0, health and nutrition for well-being. This year's AGM not only serves as a platform for scientific exchange, but also encourages community building through creative and meaningful engagements. You will see a 2K, 5K crystal run marathon symbolizing momentum and sustainability, which is very much a signature of GYA. Without further ado, may I now request our dignitaries to kindly grace the dais. May I request Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, Union Minister of Education, Government of India, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President, Indian National Science Academy, Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad, Professor B.S. Murty, Director, Hyderabad, along with co-chairs, Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma and Dr. Yancy, Global Young Academy, and Professor Nishant Chakravarti, Chairman, Indian National Science, Young Academy of Sciences, to kindly join us. May I just request you all to join me in a round of applause for them. Now I request Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma, Co-Chair, Global Young Academy, to kindly welcome our chief guest, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. I now request Dr. Yancy Flores-Bosco, Co-Chair GYA, to kindly welcome Padma Shri Professor Ashutosh Sharma. May I now invite Dr. Nishant Chakravarti, Chair, Indian National Young Academy of Sciences, to welcome Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad. May I request Professor Nishant to also welcome Professor B.S. Murty, Director, IIT Hyderabad. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we began our morning earlier through tree plantation. And now we'll witness another very Indian tradition, the lighting of the lamp. We now request our honorable chief guest and esteemed dignitaries on the dais to kindly proceed to the lighting of the lamp, a sacred tradition that marks the auspicious beginning of the global confluence of ideas, innovation, and knowledge.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम्
May I now invite Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma for his opening remarks, please.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Minister of Education, Government of India. Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President of Indian National Science Academy. Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad. Professor B.S. Murty, Director, IIT Hyderabad. My fellow co-chair from Global Young Academy, Dr. Yancy, and Chair of Indian National Young Academy of Science, Dr. Nishant. Esteemed members, alumni, and Office of the Global Young Academy and INEAS, IIT Hyderabad colleagues, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to this annual general meeting of Global Young Academy 2025, hosted in the vibrant and culturally rich land of India, a nation that has long embraced the timeless ethos of Atithi Devo Bhava, meaning the guest is God. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as the convener of this prestigious gathering and also as a co-chair of Global Young Academy. On behalf of the local organizing committee and the Global Young Academy, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us in this celebration of knowledge, collaboration, and innovation. This year's AGM themed Conference of Visionaries, Empowering Science for Global Change, a testament to our shared commitment to addressing global challenges through interdisciplinary research, leadership, and evidence-based policy engagement. India, with its legacy of scientific excellence and youthful dynamism, provides the perfect backdrop for fostering the meaningful discussions, forming new partnerships, and inspiring the actionable solutions. The last 2 days were highly engaging in the interactive workshops themed on science leadership, inclusive research assessment, and the science diplomacy. Over the next few days, we have curated an exciting program featuring the keynote lectures, panel discussions, and networking sessions, all designed to empower the young minds and amplify the collective impact. As a post-conference event, we are also organizing a meeting of Asia-Pacific National Young Academies. This AGM is not just a conference, it's a celebration of unity in diversity. Let's engage in transformative dialogue, challenge the boundaries, and co-create the solutions for a better world. Today, as we gather here from every corner of the world, from global north to global south, we are reminded that this grand confluence of global minds would not have been possible without the tremendous support and the visionary leadership of the Ministry of Education, Government of India. Their unwavering commitment to fostering the academic excellence and international collaboration has been instrumental in bringing this prestigious gathering to life. The Ministry's dedication to empowering the young researchers and creating platforms for knowledge exchange perfectly aligns with the GYA's mission, which stands as a beacon of hope in today's complex world. This partnership exemplifies how government and academia can work hand in hand to advance the global research and innovation. Let me briefly give you a few statistics. To date, Global Young Academy has 200 members and more than 450 alumni from more than 100 countries. This year, 45 more members from 32 countries will be inducted. As per the mandate of GYA, the membership tenure is fixed for 5 years to ensure the dynamism in its actions. It's indeed a matter of great satisfaction that this year we are hosting over 200 delegates from 60 different countries across the globe. I thank all our guests for accepting our invitation and showing up here with a tremendous enthusiasm. To our international delegates, consider IIT Hyderabad as your home for next few days. Whether through the vibrant discussions in the scientific sessions, the flavors of Indian cuisines, on the richness of our cultural heritage, we hope you feel the embrace of India's Atithi Devo Bhava. To further energize your experience, we have curated special activities blending the well-being and the sustainability. Tomorrow, there will be a crystal 5K run honoring the 15 groundbreaking years of Global Young Academy legacy to Lace Up for the Science and Solidarity. Day after tomorrow, we will have a yoga session to harmonize the mind and body through the timeless science of inner engineering. On 13th of June, we will be a Zumba session to ensure even scientists deserve to dance and discover their rhythm. These activities are not just side events, rather they are planned to bridge the deeper connections, healthier collaborations, and a tangible commitment to the world we are shaping together. Let's make memories beyond these auditorium and lecture halls. Before I end, I must not forget to extend a special thanks to one of the India's leading science academies, the Indian National Science Academy, INSA, and its president, Prof. Ashutosh Sharma. It's a matter of great pride and joy to share with all of you that recently Professor Ashutosh Sharma had been conferred with the Padma Shri, fourth highest civilian award of India, awarded for his distinguished service in the science and engineering discipline. We are also grateful to Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman Board of Governors IIT Hyderabad, for gracing the inaugural session and generous support provided. The support from Professor V.S. Murty, Director IIT Hyderabad, is undeniable. His unwavering commitment to fostering the academic excellence and international collaborations has been instrumental in bringing this prestigious gathering to life. Last but not the least, I must acknowledge the INEAS leadership and the members for their efforts in shaping this platform for the young academies leaders worldwide. Lastly, Dr. Yancy, co-chair of Global Young Academy, GYA office team, and my all student volunteers must be acknowledged for their dedication, commitment, planning, which have made this event possible. With that, I officially declare the GYA AGM 2025 officially open. Let the exchange of ideas begin, and may this conference spark the collaborations that transcend borders and disciplines. Thank you, and very warm welcome once again.
Thank you, Professor Chandra. May I now invite Dr. Yancy Flores, co-chair Global Young Academy, to provide us an overview of the Global Young Academy's vision, mission, and impactful initiatives across the globe for everyone.
Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you very much. So, I am happy to be here and talk to you about who we are and what we do at this opening of conference. So, who are we? We are 200 members and 450 alumni, a community from representing 103 countries who are selected based on their research excellence, their independence, commitment to serve our society, and engage within our own community. Our vision is science for all, science for the future. And we aim to give a voice to young scientists around the world, empower outstanding early to mid-career researchers and scholars to lead international, interdisciplinary, and intergenerational dialogues, and to develop, connect, and mobilize young talent from all continents. So at GYA, we want science to have global impact. And how do we achieve that? Through collaborations, empowerment, and partnerships. First, we catalyzed GYA member collaborations by providing them with platforms and seed funding that will enable them to pursue projects that are interdisciplinary and international in nature. For example, we have platforms like that transdisciplinary grants, which enable this kind of research. We also build and engage partnerships. GYA has a robust network and encourages members' engagement with diverse and multilateral organizations. We at the GYA can nominate members for roles, positions, and enable their involvement in collaborative interagency projects. Among our most valued partners is the Inter-Academy Partnership, the International Science Council, ALEA, and the UN Scientific Advisory Board, and COARA. We also empower global transdisciplinary leaders by providing capacity building, strengthening activities for members and stakeholders beyond our membership. For example, we have science leadership programs currently done in Africa and Latin America, which provide skills, leadership skills to promising scientists, early career researchers that enable them to connect also and become leaders in their own communities. So how do we make global impact? We foster transdisciplinary global collaborations, encourage engagement, experience in diverse international and multilateral organizations, deliver capacity building activities, but also we support the national young academies by supporting their establishment, by organizing joint activities, sharing best practices, and co-organizing events that are regional or global. But this is just a snapshot of who we are. I invite you to learn more about what we do and who we are in our website and all our social media networks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Insi. May I now invite Professor B.S. Murty, Director, IIT Hyderabad, to deliver the welcome address and share his thoughts on hosting this prestigious event.
Good morning, friends. First of all, I would like to welcome to our campus our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and who has visited us earlier too, but this is a very special occasion where we have global participants all over the world on our campus. So this is a very special occasion for all of us. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing this occasion. Thank you, Ashutosh ji, for being with us, and also Dr. Mohan Reddy garu, who is our mentor for IIT Hyderabad for the last 13 years, has been guiding us through this journey of excellence that we call at IIT Hyderabad. So this is a very important event for not only for IIT Hyderabad, for India, as I hear that in the last 15 years, for the first time, this event of Global Young Academy annual gathering is happening at IIT Hyderabad, and almost 150 people from almost 60 countries visiting IIT Hyderabad and being a part of this. And being on our campus is a very joyful thing for all of us. Thank you very much, friends, for choosing to come and being a part of such a wonderful event that Chandrasekhar and his team have been organizing. And thank you to Flores, Yanis Flores, for also being here as a part of the co-chair for this event. And I'm sure that this will lead to strong collaborations between all of you. When collaborations happen at a very young age, they continue for a lifelong. Almost the next, most of you have at least 30 more years of professional life with you. And of course, while people talk of young, we have very young people, Dharmendra Pradhan ji and Mohan Reddy garu and Ashutosh on the dais. So age is just a number. So I'm sure there are great people who have been leading in various fields with a lot of passion. And but what is important is the kind of energy that exuberates from all of you. IIT Hyderabad, for your information, out of about 325 faculty that we have, 5,000 students we have, the average age of faculty is about 39. So that really tells you that the whole IIT Hyderabad is almost like a young academy. So that is something which is the success story of IIT Hyderabad, why we are able to do many, many great things, and being able to bring a lot of innovation and also a lot of interdisciplinarity in research at IIT Hyderabad is thanks to all these young colleagues of mine who have been coming together and working together to ensure that we all grow together. I'm sure that this particular event is also being organized in the same spirit, and I would like to see more and more such collaborations happen. At IIT Hyderabad, we support collaboration to an extent that we have interdisciplinary PhD program where every year about 50 PhD students with about 2 faculty members from 2 different departments supervising them happening almost on a regular basis. And at the same time, we also give funding support to our faculty members every year, which we call it as collaborative travel grant. We say, go and use this fund, make friends, or strengthen existing friendships. So that is something which we strongly believe will bring a lot of research, collaborative research, to ensure that we all grow together. We always believe that collaborations bring a lot of synergy such that 1 + 1 can be significantly greater than 2. So that is something I think all of you would ensure that by the end of this conference, connections are established and they are taken forward to ensure that more and more great research happens. At IIT Hyderabad, we have a lot of international collaborations, a lot of joint centers being established. For example, with Purdue, we have now what is called Joint Research Center on Semiconductors and Chips. We have one with Swinburne University on advanced materials. We have one with Deakin University on manufacturing. Very recently with Shimane University in Japan, where they say this is the first joint center between any Japanese university and an Indian university has been established now on various aspects related to materials and other important areas. So there is a strong, I think, vibrant ecosystem at IIT Hyderabad with which encourages people to have strong joint collaborations. And I'm sure such joint collaborations will lead to growing of all of us together and for the global welfare. And I'm sure that this conference would ensure such global collaborations get strengthened and see that all of us grow together and ensure that we contribute to the well-being of the world. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you once again, and thanks for being with us now.
Thank you, Professor Murty. May I now invite Padma Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad, to deliver this special address, please.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Union Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, Professor B.S. Murty, Professor Chandra Sharma, other dignitaries on the dais, my fellow colleagues from the academia, industry, and most importantly, the bright young scientists gathered here from across the globe. A hearty welcome to all of you. On behalf of IIT Hyderabad, I once again like to extend a warm welcome and to each one of you. It's indeed a privilege for us to host this edition of the Global Young Academies Annual General Meeting and the International Conference of Young Scientists 2025. We are proud to be a part of this historic moment. The first time this event is being held in India, and especially honored that it's being held in our vibrant and dynamic campus of IIT Hyderabad. This year, you choose the theme to be Confluence of Visionaries, Empowering Science for Global Change. It couldn't have been more timely or more relevant. The world around us is changing at an unprecedented pace. We are faced with challenges, with climate, with global health, energy security, and also raising technology disruptions. These are not issues that any one nation alone can solve. They require global thinking, scientific collaboration, and visionary leadership. And that's precisely what this gathering represents, a confluence of passion, young minds determined to make science serve the humanity. Let me move on and spend a few minutes on what we are doing in India and in IIT. India is actually experiencing a renaissance in education, science, and technology. The transformation is being led by a government policy initiative called the New Education Policy 2020. It's being implemented under the visionary, dynamic, and committed leadership of our Hon'ble Minister, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan. He is the man who is in forefront of the change for us. I also like to remind people that India has been the beacon of scientific and innovation since ancient times, from the groundbreaking concept of zero to remarkable advancements in astronomy and medicine. Our civilization has always cherished knowledge for the state of progress. India's rich heritage reminds us that wisdom is essential to harness power of knowledge for progress effectively. Our ancient universities, such as Takshashila and Nalanda, thrived on the principles of multidisciplinary learning, fostering the culture of holistic education, contributions like zero, Ayurveda, metallurgy, and astronomy. And they have not only enriched science, but also significantly shaped the course of human civilization. IIT Hyderabad, your host institution, is a shining example of what can happen when academic freedom, industry partnership, and young energy comes together. We've also heard the earlier speaker talking about the average age of the faculty in our institution is about 37 years old. Our investments in research and innovation ecosystem, such as, you'll see them in the next couple of days, Technology Research Park, Technology Incubation Park, along with the rise of deep technology startups, the policies that promote public-private collaboration are collectively reshaping the education and the technology landscape. We are committed to nurturing translational research that solves real-world problems. We actively promote entrepreneurship, interdisciplinary learning, and international collaborations. And we welcome the world to move with us, not just as guests, but as our partners. My 2 cents on what I think about science. To me, science is just not a discovery. To me, science is a responsibility. It's about using knowledge to improve our lives, to heal, to build, to unify. Let us remind ourselves that vaccines saved millions of lives during the pandemic. Innovations now power the clean energy. Algorithms are transforming how we work and learn. They were born in research labs, but they became real because the scientists who believed in impact over prestige and collaboration over competition. What we need to today is impactful science, science that uplifts lives, science that inspires trust, science that translates knowledge into action. And in that mission, you, the young scientists, are not just the future, you are the present. You bring with you the unique combination of brilliance, boldness, and a sense of purpose. You are unafraid of cross boundaries, whether disciplinary, cultural, or national. You are the digital natives, system thinkers, and problem solvers. And you understand that solving today's problems, whether it is water scarcity, food security, or mental health, demands collaboration between the lab bench and the policymaker the technologist, and the sociologist. I urge you to stay curious, stay humble, and above all, stay committed to this purpose-driven science. As I stand here today, let me say from the bottom of my heart, I am past, and what I see in front of me is my future. The shining eyes, the smiling faces, and the minds full of promise is the future. And you give me the hope that our future is in your bright and capable hands. Lastly, to all of you who are gathered here, use this platform to connect and to collaborate and to question and to create. Take back just not learnings, but also partnerships and renewed sense of mission. History will remember us not for our papers that we published, not for our conferences that we attended. It will remember us for the lives we touched and the barriers we broke and the futures we shaped. So be bold, be visionary, and be kind. Because in the age of great change, it is not just intelligence that defines leadership. It's imagination anchored in passion. Thank you once again for being with us here at IIT Hyderabad. May this conference be a milestone in your journey, and may your ideas illuminate this world. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Padma Shri Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President, Indian National Science Academy, to deliver the special address.
Good morning. We are incredibly fortunate to have Honorable Union Minister of Education, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji with us today, together with Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman of IIT Hyderabad Board, and the Director, Professor B.S. Murty, the GYA co-chairs, Dr. Chandra Shekhar Sharma, and Dr. Yes, I say yes to her, indeed. Wonderful. And all the GSA members who are here are going to become members very soon. This is a very special day, very special occasion. I'm so happy to be with you all. Because while INYAS, INYAS is the Indian National Young Academy of Sciences, and I've been asking them since they started their operations. So I said, change your name to Indian National Younger Academy of Sciences, because we already have a young academy, Indian National Science Academy, wherein the average age of fellows is only 73. Anyways, you see, if you look at the median age of India, which is on the roll, which is on the march, the average age, median age of India is 28.632 years. I made up the last two decimal places, but then nobody's going to challenge it, so I think it should be okay, right? Point is that we live in an incredibly young world. And why is that important? That's very important because also pointed out by Dr. Reddy, you see our challenges of today and the future are indeed global in nature. So what are those challenges? The first one is the rise of intelligent machines. Now we call them cyber physical industry 4.0, IoT, by whatever name, AI, ML, and 100 more. So all of that basically means a convergence of physical and cyber and digital, of communication and computing, of autonomous decisions and autonomous actions. So all of that coming together, highly interdisciplinary, which requires not only science and technology, but also humanities, social science, indeed participation of the entire society in some ways, because it impacts every aspect of what we do, all the way from governance to judiciary, to every little thing. what to eat, where to go, who to date, everything else being determined increasingly by the new exponential technologies. And this is global, so it's a march of technology. No matter what the lights and shadows of the technology are, once you have a technology, it would simply diffuse. There is no way to stop the march of technology, even to stop and pause and look at, hey, what are the long-term shadows of that technology? Because while we focus on the immediate benefits, there really is no platform which says, how do we assess the impact of these technologies 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, what's going to happen? So anyhow, this is very global, it is immediate, and it's going to be forever. Second aspect, which is global, is sustainable development, including climate change. Now, a whole lot of time people think that science and technology would solve this problem, that with 30 years of doing more green technologies that we would be on top of this problem. I very much doubt that they are right about this, because if you look at the emissions, while we are having greener technologies in the last 20 years, emissions keep on increasing with increasing slope. And the reason is very simple. The new technologies which are more efficient also allow more efficient and greater consumption. So while emissions per capita go down, the total size of economy has to keep on increasing. And this is clearly true also for developing countries, which have to reach a certain standard quality of living. And so there would certainly be increase in GDP, increase in per capita, and so on. So we don't expect that any of this is going to be fixed only by technology. It requires the will of society. It requires integrating understanding, a global understanding, if you would, which is very hard to come by, which is why platforms like Global Young GYA are so important. This is because our problems are global, increasingly so, and they require young minds to deal with it. What is special about younger minds? And so what we make sure is in each of our committees, no matter which committee I form anywhere, that there is a balance. There are two kinds of balances, that of gender and that of age. So in age, you say, look, it's a balance between energy and experience. So energy, I'm not saying that energy only belongs to younger people. Of course, the experience also, but in different doses. So it's like, when a less young person says something is possible, he's certainly right, because he knows something is possible by experience. But if a less young person says something is impossible, he's certainly wrong. It's just so it's just because his experience has not prepared him for this. On the other hand, a younger mind is better connected with what is happening in the world, and has got more hunger. Okay, still need to get all these recognitions and awards and stuff. So the hunger is there. So we need to wed the hunger with experience. And so that becomes so critical. And I'm so happy that INEAS, for example, works very closely with INSA, being the parent body of INEAS. So this is where we derive our energy from. So anytime you want to say, hey, let's go do this conference, let's go do this. Let's get your army and march them into the field, so to say. And so it works very well indeed. Now, of course, to do all of this, the challenges of the humanity for now and for all foreseeable future, we also need to respect, we need to have diversity, inclusion, and because of globalization, understanding of what these forces of globalization are and how they would either lead to a level playing field or to increase the differences that exist. I mean, digital divide is very real. We talk about energy transition, but energy transition would never happen unless you also had energy justice. And energy justice simply means that renewable energy reaches the last household. Reaches people who are unreached. So it's no point saying, look, top 10, 20% of world population would have energy transition, because that's not going to solve the problem that we're going to be looking at in terms of climate change or any of that. So no man is an island. And so any time we talk about global, One feels so happy that people are thinking global, even if they are acting local. And so understanding of local problems is important, but getting together globally is important. So all of that basically saying, look, you have to empower the young. You have to empower, of course, GYA members are not necessarily young. I mean, okay, I understand that because, look at the general population, 28 years, median age, and they're already saying these guys are, hey, not quite young, okay? But anyway, they are younger, for sure, and so how do we empower them? Now, I'll just conclude by saying that there's a role for academies here. And it's not simply what we call young academy. Okay, they're all young academies all over the place. But there is a role for all academies, no matter we call them old academy or young academy or call them whatever you want. The whole point is that we need younger members. I already pointed out in the context of India, Indian National Science Academy, the average age of fellows at the time of election, about 60 years. So 60 years is nothing, I got nothing against it. I mean, I'm over that age myself. So point is that we need to integrate younger people in what goes on in the academy to drive its programs, to bring more aspirational aspects of younger people. So we started new fellowships in the academy. We may call them young associates, people below 40, and associate fellows below 50. So there's a continuity of ages. And all these people, they are equal partners in academy, that they participate in all the activities and indeed drive the activities of the academy. And the second aspect of diversity and inclusion is gender. Like any of the academies around the world of science, the participation of women is rather low. In INSA, it is about 8%. 8%, half of them are over 75. Again, I got nothing against 75. We'll all get there sooner than later. But anyhow, so in order to bring in more women scientists, we created another vertical in the academy, which would have about, the total academy fellows, there are about 1,050 of them in all areas of science, engineering, medicine, agriculture, what have you. And so there would be 350 women fellows so that they would be role models, that they would drive their own activities just like INIAS. So basically now you have two verticals, younger academy and also the women academy, if you would. So that everybody can be integrated and their aspirations could be met, and networking could proceed, and so on. Okay, so finally, just to point out where India is moving, and so how we can be global partners. Look, in 2015, I joined the government Department of Science and Technology. At that time, there were less than 100 registered startups in the country in India. Today, there are 140,000. So in 10 years, you have gone from the journey of less than 100 to 140,000. And that happened because of the will of people and the will of the government coming together. So this is how we describe this as a triple helix. In 2015, our Honorable Prime Minister gave a call for Startup India. They said, everything, our knowledge has to be translated into socio-economic impact. And how do you do that? You need to have right laws, you need to have right policies, you need to have the right culture, so that people are not thinking about just getting a job. IIT Hyderabad, good example. Today, if you were to look at undergrads and even PhDs coming from here, they are doing deep tech. They are doing deep tech, converting knowledge into opportunity, not just a job for themselves, but 100 more people, 1,000 more people here. In fact, I see Dr. Subi Chaturvedi sitting here in front. See, she's so noticeable, red, woman in red here. Her company was the first unicorn in India, $1 billion company. And this has all happened, and this is happening every day. I mean, this is, boy next door. In fact, it so happens literally that company belongs to the person who was, for me, boy next door. So he grew up in the same campus. Dad was a professor, my colleague, and so on. So this is a story which happens every day, and it's happening more and more. So this is one aspect. And together with what's happening in startup, India was number 9 in number of scientific publications just 10 years ago. Today is number 3. So there's a very rapid climb, very rapid journey that happens both in invention ecosystem and innovation ecosystem, and connecting the two together for the greater impact. Okay, now to conclude, what is it that we want from younger academies? What is it that we want? I think what younger academies can do is basically create a new academic order. And I know what I'm saying. I've grown up with this order. I'm now 65 years old, 64. So I have seen the old, and I've seen the winds of change, and I've seen how there is greater push for democratization of academies, of science, and making our science available to society. So this is, we need to rewrite all of this, and I was so glad that we were debating yesterday, for example, how do you assess research? How do we recognize people? What is the peer recognition based on? All of these are very burning questions that different generations have dealt with a little bit differently. I think it is possible to rewrite that academic order completely so it becomes fair, it becomes balanced, it becomes connected, and it becomes accountable. And all of that would happen, I have no doubt, because there is a very good reason and there is a very good pressure in that direction for academies to evolve. And so I think it's, for some people, it may be a little bit late, for some people, it may be a little bit slow, but there is no reason for younger academies not to actually move very fast. And fast indeed we should. In fact, I should point out for my Indian colleagues that the demographic dividend that we enjoy today of this median age being so low, this happens in a nation's history only once in 5-7 centuries. This is not an opportunity which would come again. Whenever it comes again, there will be new challenges of very high order. But anyway, so now is the time for the next 35 years because this window of opportunity will start closing in about 35 years. If you look at the demography, that will start shifting like everywhere else. And so that more younger people sitting here would actually be being supported by then younger people. Okay, so that, you know, this becomes a great burden on economy. So now is the time, not the time to sleep, but to be totally awake and roll up the sleeves and start the action. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm sure IIT Hyderabad for next 2 days will be a cradle for the 2 E's, energy and experience for the enhancement of society. I'll now invite Dr. Yancy to kindly read out the message from UN Secretary General, His Highness Antonio Guterres.
Thank you very much. I am pleased to read today the message sent to us by the Secretary General of Antonio Guterres from the United Nations. I extend my warm greetings to the Global Young Academy and the International Conference of Young Scientists. As an institutional partner of our Scientific Advisory Board, the Global Young Academy plays a vital role in ensuring that science and scientists are the essential part of the global decision-making. Your gathering in Hyderabad is another example of the power of science to unite across borders, disciplines, and generations. At a time when our world faces profound challenges, from the climate crisis to raging conflicts, to rising inequalities, to runaway technology without guardrails, your voices, research, and leadership are more vital than ever. As early career researchers, you're not only the future of science, you are its present. Your work is essential to advancing sustainable development goals and building a more peaceful, just, and sustainable world. We're inspired by your innovative research and encouraged by your efforts towards a future of open and accessible science. I look forward to further collaboration with the Global Young Academy and wish you the best success for the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Yancy. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, before I invite him to the address. With a distinguished political career spanning decades, he has emerged as a transformative leader, significantly shaping India's energy, steel, skill, development, and education sectors. Minister Pradhan began his public life as the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad activist in 1983. As the longest serving minister for petroleum and natural gas, he spearheaded critical reform that transformed India's energy distribution systems. Pehel, which is Pratyaksh Hansari Labh, benefited a lot of people. Direct benefit transfer scheme enhanced efficiency and transparency across the sectors. His most celebrated initiative, the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, provided clean fuel for millions of households, especially benefiting women in the rural India. And as a landmark fond moniker, he is known as the Ujjwala Man. During his leadership of the Steel Ministry, Mr. Pradhan introduced forward-looking policies to boost production capacity, support the secondary steel sector, and promote regional industrial growth. His flagship initiatives like Ispati Irada, Mission Parvodaya, sought to increase domestic steel consumption and develop Eastern India into steel hub. As Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, he led a nationwide drive to reskill, upskill India's workforce. He established the National Council for Vocational Education and Training to streamline standards in vocational education. Programs like Skill Sati and so many that he has contributed to. Now, leading the Ministry of Education, Minister Pradhan is at the forefront of implementing the National Education Policy 2020, a historic reform shaping a flexible, inclusive, and future-ready learning ecosystem in the country. His leadership is redefining India's educational priorities by aligning academic excellence with skill development and innovation. Dharmendra Pradhan sir's career reflects a consistent commitment to progressive reforms and nation building. It is my great pleasure to invite Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji onto the stage, and we all look forward to hearing you, sir.
Padma Shri Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President, the Indian National Science Academy, Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Chairman of the Board of Governors of IIT Hyderabad, Professor B.S. Murty, Director IIT Hyderabad, Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma, Co-Chair, GYA, Dr. Flores, Co-Chair, Global Young Academy, Dr. Nishant Chakravarti, Chair, INEAS. Namaskar friends and warm greetings to all. It is a great honor to welcome brilliant young scientists from over 60 countries to Bharat and to IIT Hyderabad, a campus of ideas, innovation and impact. I thank the Global Young Academy for choosing India for this gathering of global talent. The gathering is not just about science, it is about purpose, it is about hope, and above all, it is about our shared destiny. In 2023, during India's G20 presidency, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji gave the world a timeless message, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. This is not merely a slogan, it is India's way of life. We believe all people, all nations, all ecosystems are interconnected. Our well-being is shared, our future is linked. India has always been a land of knowledge seekers and creators. Thousands of years ago, sages envisioned science to uplift humanity, not merely to build tools. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsai Viturvaranya Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dheyo Yono Prachodyavat. This Gayatri mantra, recited for centuries, asks not for wealth or power, but for clarity of intellect. This is the soul of Indian science. Our civilizational achievement stands as testament. Aryabhatta gives us the zero, decimal system and trigonometric functions. The Surya Siddhanta measures Earth's diameter with remarkable accuracy. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, rust-free for over 1600 years, showcase our excellence in meteorology. Cities from Indus Valley had underground drainage and planned layouts. These and many more such achievements were part of systematic interdisciplinary approach to knowledge creation. Our education system was multi and transdisciplinary since the very beginning, linking mathematics with music, astronomy with agriculture, and it fostered curiosity, ethics, and innovation. This deep integration of science, society, and sustainability made India not just cultural powerhouse, but an economy one too. Science in India was not separated from society. It was a way of life. It was driven from compassion, ethics, and sustainability. As per Angus Madison's British economist, in his book, The World Economy, The Millennial Perspective, India contributed nearly 25 to 35% of the world's GDP between 1st century CE and 1700 CE. Such leadership was rooted in a knowledge system that blended inquiry with integrity. Friends, as the world progressed, so did science. The 20th and 21st century brought remarkable changes. Vaccines and antibiotics saved millions of lives. Electricity, clean water, and sanitation expanded human dignity. The Green Revolution ensured food security. Computers, satellites, and internet connected the world. Space mission expanded our imagination. Science has helped us live longer, learn faster, and grow more food. But it has raised new questions. As we step into the age of the 4th and 5th industrial revolutions, technology is evolving faster than society can adapt. We face the future with artificial intelligence and machine learning, automation and robotics, quantum computing and big data. These are powerful tools, but we must ask, will AI replace human jobs or enhance human potential? We control the algorithm that governs our choice. Can innovation serve people and planet, not just profits? How do we ensure fairness, privacy, and inclusivity in digital system? Industrial Revolution 5.0 must be about balance, about harmony, about placing humans at the center of the technology. It is not just about faster innovation, it is about ethical innovation. Friends, India believes in science that empathetic, ethical, and equitable. Let me share a real story. In a remote tribal village in Odisha, a young girl struggled with digital lessons. She spoke her native language, but the standard digital content was not designed for her. Today, she learns through an AI-powered platform that speaks her language, understands her pace, and answers her question. She now learns with confidence. This is the essence of AI for humanity. Today, India is creating large language models in Indian and Global South language. Setting up AI centers for excellence in health, agriculture, and sustainable cities and education. Developing open source AI tools as digital public goods. Promoting responsible AI with clear ethical framework. Our digital public infrastructure is enabling equity at scale. 95% of villages have internet access. UPI process over 16 billion transactions per month. Direct benefit transfer ensure transparency in welfare delivery. Platforms like Diksha, Swayam have empowered 100 million learners. We don't ask who owns the algorithm, we ask who benefits from it. This is the science that connects, that bridges gaps and transforms lives. India believes science must share and partnership, not patents, must save the future. We are working with what? Under International Solar Alliance, 110 countries collaborated with clean energy. Coalition of Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, CDRI, builds climate-safe roads, buildings, and systems. Mission Life, a global lifestyle movement for environment, inspiring over 100 million people. India Science and Research Fellowship brings scholars from 45 plus countries for joint research. This is Vishwa Bandhutva, global friendship through science. Friends, if we believe that science can uplift lives and address the defining changes of our times, then we must back it with long-term commitment. From foundational level itself, India has placed strong emphasis on nurturing innovation among students. More than 10,000 Atal tinkering labs have been established across 722 districts, fostering curiosity, creativity, and a problem-solving mindset among scholarly children nationwide. Additionally, we now have planned to establish over 50,000 new Atal tinkering labs with budgetary outlay of 4 billion Indian rupees, significantly scaling our commitment to innovation at a grassroots level. I am happy to share that we have established 9 research parks across premier institutions, and we are taking steps to establish another 13 to foster and to research and innovation and promote real-world application, fueling a dynamic culture of entrepreneurship and innovation. To take this momentum forward, the government has launched the Anushandhan National Research Foundation (ANRF) with an outlay of 500 billion Indian rupees. ANRF aims to fund high-quality interdisciplinary research across institutions and catalyze a culture of discovery and innovation. Further, One Nation, One Subscription initiative will also ensure equitable access to global knowledge resource, which will provide the higher education institutions access to world-class journals and publications. And the Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, over 10,000 fellowship will be awarded to the next 5 years to nurture India's brightest research talent and further future thought leaders. The Startup India initiative has empowered a vibrant ecosystem of over 100,000 startups by providing funding support, regulatory ease, and mentorship, complementing our higher education investments by offering a launchpad of students and researchers to run ideas into enterprise. Under the India AI mission launched by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi in 2024, the aim is to build a robust AI ecosystem through investments in computing infrastructure, data platforms, skilling and fellowship schemes, and responsible AI framework. As a result of these strategic initiatives of planning, India has witnessed a remarkable surge in innovation. Over 1 lakh patents were filed and more than 64 patents were granted in 2024 alone. Our higher education institutions have played a vital role in this, contributing over 33,600 patent filings and more than 3,700 patent grants. As per the WIPO 25 report, India now ranks as the 6th largest global IP filings. We have made phenomenal leap in the Global Innovation Index, rising from the 81st position in 2015 to 39th position today. India is now the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world and the rank 4th globally in the number of unicorns, with 118 unicorns today, up from just 4 in 2014. We are also among the top 5 countries globally in terms of AI research impact. But these numbers matters only if they bring health to the poor, access to the excluded, resilience to the vulnerable, and dignity to the forgotten. Friends, India today stands at the forefront of the global knowledge movement. Powered by its youth, guided by its values, and defined by its ambition, with over 260 million students studying in our schools and over 43 million students in our higher education institutions, India's education system is one of the largest in the world. But it is not the size alone that sets us apart. It is the vision of National Education Policy 2020, which aspires to build an education system that is inclusive, flexible, globally benchmarked, and deeply rooted in our civilizational ethos. Additionally, aligned with NEP 2020, India is rapidly emerging as a global academic hub, strengthening its footprint abroad. Premier Indian institutions are going global, with IIT Delhi setting up a campus in Abu Dhabi, IIT Madras in Tanzania, and IIM Ahmedabad has signed an MOU with Dubai to open its campus there in the near future. At the same time, India is welcoming some of the world's top universities to establish campus here, fostering academic exchange, collaborative research, and cross-cultural learning. These efforts are positioning India as a global hub of education, fostering world-class learning, collaboration, and talent exchange. We imagine a world where a student in Nairobi and another in Hyderabad co-create a startup, register in across countries, and solve shared problems together. I am especially proud to be celebrate 15th anniversary of Global Young Academy. In this community of 200 brilliant minds, we see the future of science, courageous, collaborative, and ethical. India has been committed partner, 13 active GYA members and 27 alumni, contribution from Indian scientists in climate science, STEM equity, open science and science policy. Leadership roles by Indian scholars like Professor Anandita Bhadra and Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma. Our national platforms, INEAS and INSA, mirror this spirit. In 23-24 alone, we conducted over 90 science outreach events, including Proyojan, encouraging youth participation, wisdom, women in STEM dialogues, and mentorship. India is committed to nurturing ethical, inclusive, and scientific leadership. In conclusion, let me say, friends, earlier today, we planted sapling under Ek Ped Maa Ki Naam initiative. Our one tree for one mother, a small act of deep message. Science must also remember, revere, and regenerate. Let us not see today's gathering as just a conference. Let us see this as a compact of hope. To realize a vision of Vikasit Bharat 2047, our economic power must be complemented by our scientific thinking and our ability to adapt to emerging technologies. This is what will lead us to further, where growth is inclusive, sustainable, and human-centric. Friends, science is not only about acquiring knowledge, it is equally about dismantling that knowledge and ensuring its benefits reach to the last mile. This is the true test of scientific progress. The time has come for scientists, innovators, and policymakers to come together and create ecosystem where even the most marginalized get empowered and contribute meaningfully to the nation building. We urge every mind in this room, go forward and build illustrious solutions, yes, but also ask yourself, how will you give back? How will your knowledge serve others? You are the torchbearers of India's scientific legacy, and your innovation must carry the values of empathy, purpose, and public good. Let us walk forward together with courage, compassion, and collaboration. Thank you, friends.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, sir. May we all proceed with empathy, purpose, passion to make meaningful contributions. May I now invite Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma and Dr. Yancy to kindly felicitate Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji for his presence and amazing words of wisdom and encouragement provided to us. May I request Professor Chandra and Dr. Yancy to also felicitate Professor Ashutosh Sharma. Thank you, Dr. Yancy. I request Professor Chandra and Professor Nishant to kindly felicitate Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy. May I request Professor Chandra and Professor Nishant to also felicitate Professor B.S. Murty. Thank you. May I invite Professor B.S. Murty for a special announcement regarding Prime Minister Research Fellowship.
Friends, our Honorable Minister of Education just now mentioned about phase 2 of what we call it as PMRF. Prime Minister Research Fellowship is a very unique fellowship for selected few PhD students who are found to be excellent and are expected to do excellent research. And phase 1, last 5 years, has really led to many success stories. And we want to share a brief of such success stories that have come out of IIT Hyderabad through a small booklet, which our Kishalai around. Kishalai is a professor of chemical engineering. Incidentally, Chandra is also from the same department. And he is leading the PMRF fellowship program from IIT Hyderabad. He has brought out a small booklet, which we want our Dharmendra Pradhan ji to unveil and bring out the success of PMRF, and we expect the phase 2 also to come up with wonderful successes.
Thank you. May I request you all to be kindly seated? Now we move on to the much awaited section of this ceremony where we induct the new members. I request both the co-chairs, Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma and Dr. Yancy Flores, to kindly felicitate and provide certificates to the new members. You may please take the center stage. So pardon me if I do not pronounce your names correctly. I'll try my best. So may I invite them in alphabetical order? Alexandra. So they receive the certificate. That's when they are inducted to the Global Young Academy, and they are requested to say 6 words before they exit the stage. I request Borga to be ready next. So Anna is given in absentia. Borga, so before that you can please.
Cultural diplomacy believer, educator, lifelong learner.
Thank you. Borga. Request you to say 6 words.
Climate researcher combining science and policy.
Thank you. May I invite Duke on the stage, please? Daniel to be on the stage, please.
Science policy from grassroots to governments.
Thank you. Request Duke to please join us on the stage.
Educator, wizard, connecting future and present.
Thank you. Requesting Elena Kuzmin to be on the stage, please.
The awesome power of genetic interactions.
Thank you. The next member is in absentia, Alice DeWay. I now invite Emeralda Chukwu to be on the stage, please.
Save our antibiotics and save lives.
Thank you. Eric Komolo to be on the stage, please.
Law and philanthropy complete a man.
Thank you. Next is Javier Morales.
Insects, interconnecting people, sustaining healthy planet.
Thank you. Requesting Guy Russell to be on the stage, please.
Nutrition, diabetes innovator, bridging policy research.
Thank you. Kasa Ibrahim, please.
Green energy from energetic chemist.
Thank you. Next we have Kanma.
Biotechnologists, born nomads, globally by innovation and tissue engineering.
Thank you. Next is Kosi Bryce.
Antibiotic discovery, educator, and science communicator.
Thank you. The next is Louisa, who is in absentia, awarded the membership. Next, I invite Luria Leslie to be on the stage, please.
Mother in STEM, innovating everything.
Thank you. I invite Luz Milbeth.
immunologist, policy advisor, and science communicator.
Thank you. Melkor Zata on the stage, please.
Followed my heart, trusted, evolutionary minds.
Thank you. Manuela Pesela.
Laser manufacturing for a sustainable world.
Thank you. Marietta is given membership in absentia. Next, I invite Martin.
River science, sustainable hydropower, and interdisciplinary collaborations.
Thank you. Next, I invite Mussolini.
With collaborations, we all move forward.
Thank you. May I invite Miriam?
Green energy powered, hiker, foodie, and adventurer.
Thank you. Next, I invite Mushtaba.
Material scientists, green energy for everyone.
Thank you. Next, I invite Mutshezi.
Professor, no health without mental health.
Thank you. May I invite Natalia?
Femme Bolivian, biotech woman, rocking life.
Thank you. The next two are in absentia, Nida Chase Brown and Noran Hassan. May I now invite Oscar?
Happiness is reforming society through science.
Thank you. Next, I invite Piyush.
ex-bosom explorer, ardent advocate, devoted dad.
Thank you. Next is in absentia Ruben and Rima Maria. Now I invite Rosalind.
Advancing global equity through AI science.
Thank you. Next, I invite Ryota.
Manage animal health, benefit human society.
Thank you. Next, I invite Santosh.
Curious by nature, scientist by passion.
Thank you. The next is in absentia Shadi. Now I invite Shinikiwe.
Soil scientist, food security, clean environment.
Thank you. Next, I invite Sholanji.
Peruvian cancer researcher, science diplomacy advocate.
Thank you. The next is in absentia Syed Baba. Now I invite Shiago Di Mello.
Sustainable chemistry for a better world.
Thank you. The next is in absentia Vincent. Now I invite Viviana.
Collaborative research for peace and justice.
Thank you. The next three members are in absentia, Wahiba, Yolando, and Yunji. Thank you, both the co-chairs, for inducting the new members. I now invite Professor Nishan Chakravarti for word of thanks.
Hon'ble Minister of Education, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, President of INSA, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, Director of IIT Hyderabad, Professor B.S. Murty, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad, Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy ji, GYA co-chairs, Dr. Yancy and Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is my honor and privilege on behalf of the Indian National Young Academy of Science, to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks in this momentous occasion. First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to Honorable Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji for gracing this event with his inspiring words and vision. Your support affirms the central role of science and education in shaping a progressive, inclusive, and globally connected India. A sincere thanks to Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President INSA, for his guidance and championing platforms like this that empower young minds to drive real-world impact. To Professor B.S. Murty, Director IIT Hyderabad, and Shri B.V.R. Mohan Reddy ji, Chairman Board of Governors, thank you for the extraordinary support and for hosting us at this world-class institution, which stands as a symbol of innovation and excellence. To the Global Young Academy leadership, Professor Chandrasekhar Sharma and Dr. Yancy Flores, the entire GYA office, especially Beata, Jennifer, Jim, Sandra, Anna Maria, Kirsten, Franzica. Your tireless efforts and vision have brought together a truly global community, and we are proud to co-create this conference with you. I also thank all the deans, head of departments, faculty, and staff of IIT Hyderabad who have gone above and beyond to make this gathering warm, seamless, and memorable. A very special appreciation goes to the entire local organizing committee, and especially to Chandra, Mudrika here, Shriparna, Anindita, Rajendra, Pooja, Praveen, Priyanka, Veda, Kirtiman, and Ananya. Your meticulous planning, passion, and patience have made this event come alive today. Again, a round of big applause to all our energetic students, volunteers, for their untiring efforts and sleepless nights. Thank you for the unshakable commitment and enthusiasm. You are the silent strength behind the scenes. We are also immensely grateful to all our sponsors. Your belief in the power of youth and science makes collaborations like these possible. And finally, thanks to all the participants from over 60 countries. Thank you for joining us. Your ideas, energy, and commitment are what will make the next 3 days unforgettable. Let this be the beginning of many conversations, partnerships, and innovations. Thank you, Dhanyavad, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Nishant, for that word of thanks. I thank everyone at this point and request you all to kindly proceed for the high tea. We'll reconvene here for the next session